Hi, Aquarius. I'm here to do a tarot reading for February for you today, and I've been opening up books by Jung for these readings. Memories, Dreams, and Reflections. And I thought about Aquarius energy, and then I opened up the book randomly, and I was blown away by what I read. He's contrasting Indian spirituality with his own idea. The Indian's goal is not moral perfection, but the condition of nirdvandva. He wishes to free himself from nature. In keeping with this aim, he seeks in meditation the condition of imagelessness and emptiness. I, on the other hand, wish to persist in the state of lively contemplation of nature and of the psychic images. I want to be freed neither from human beings, nor from myself, nor from nature, for all these appear to me the greatest of miracles. Nature, the psyche, and life appear to me like divinity unfolded. And what more could I wish for? To me, the supreme meaning of being can consist only in the fact that it is, not that it is not, or is no longer. There's one more passage on the other page that might apply to the energies this month. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. Then they dwell in the house next door, and at any moment a flame may dart out and set fire to his own house. Whenever we give up, leave behind, and forget too much, there is always the danger that the things we have neglected will return with added force. Cool, right? I think when we go to the Aquarius card, your card, the beautiful star card, here she is, in nature, completely one with nature, not even clothed, right? Completely naked, vulnerable, and she's part of this cycle of giving, receiving, hydrating. She's hydrating an earth that was exhausted. 8 stars, one big one here. This is the 8 is the rebirth number. It's the reincarnation number. It's the infinity number. It's a feminine number, mother number, birth number. This is a new life for her. This is new energy for her. This is healing after something traumatic. This is diving back into the waters of life, diving back into the flow of life. Little bird here, symbol of intuition. The bird carries the messages. The messages are already here. She's heeded their warnings, and she's doing exactly what she needs to do to get back on track. Right before this was the tower, right? That tower moment, which Jung was just kind of writing about in the fact that what you stuff or neglect comes back, and even fierier. So what you stuff can then set fire to your house. And after the fire of the tower, after that stuff comes up, the subconscious stuff that you stuffed comes back up, then we get to go into this rejuvenating, refreshing, healing time, which is you, Aquarius, and you know exactly how to do that. You can teach us all something about how to do that. You're not scared of the tower moment. You know that the water is always refreshed. You know that you're never going to run out. No matter what, you're never going to run out. So I'm going to put this back in the pile. Keep cutting. And let's see what we get. World. Wow. Okay. The world crossed with the magician. February is looking good, Aquarius. February is looking already really good. Major arcana just coming out of like a horse out of the gates. This is the ultimate. This is the ultimate for you, Aquarius. She's up in the air. She's dancing. She's got the tools of divination. She's surrounded by the boundary that she created. And it's semi-permeable. She decides on this. She decides who comes into her space. She decides if she's successful. She decides it all, and she creates it all. This is living in a state of rapture. There's so much of everything here. There's knowledge, there's strength in a lot of different ways. This figure is so you. You are so strong. The eagle, victorious, symbol of man. Taurus, the bull, that earth, that stability, the lion, the fire. She has all of the elements in spades. Okay, so this is your being for February. It's golden. It's golden. Just make sure that you don't set the boundary so thick. You're a little bit maybe rigid, a little bit. Maybe you've become a little bit picky about who comes near you. Have you been a little bit persnickety maybe, uppity maybe? I don't know. It just came to me. You choose, but be aware of being a little too rigid, okay? And then crossed with the Magician. So if this is looking to me like being in a state of rapture, being in a state of something self-created, manifested by you, and then doing, the Magician. Doing. And I feel like you're beginning to know how to use all of the tools that you have. Here's your infinity. Here's your 8. Here's someone who also has a very strong aura. And he's creating this. His diameter is this powerful diagonal of his arms. You can't see the aura here. You can see the aura here. It's very apparent, but the Magician's energy is very strong, and you feel almost unapproachable again, almost unapproachable. But he is surrounded by beautiful flowers all around. The gold, the royalty of this, the will of this, your will this month super clever, super smart, super driven, a little bit unapproachable, and maybe a little bit rigid in this boundary. Yeah, even rigidity here. Not open to question. Not open to question. Both really, really, really great cards for February, but just a little tweaking. Not too rigid. Not too rigid. Allow for other people make mistakes. You make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Allow for mistakes. Not going to slow you down. You're still going to be rushing around here. You'll still make it. But allow for mistakes. Be forgiving. Be forgiving of others. They're not as quick as you. Maybe not as deep as you. Maybe not as deep as you too. Quick and deep, Aquarius? Quick and deep? Come on. That's the star. You're a star. Let's see what crowns you. I'm sorry, I'm moving this because I just don't have a good situation yet. Maybe someday I will. Ooh. What is crowning you, Aquarius? Oh my. Okay, well, not too bad. Another 8. So interesting. In reverse, though, 8 of Swords. So you have felt that you needed to be rigid. Yeah. Your spine is rigid. The swords are rigid. Your thinking has had to be hard-edged. And it was a little bit messy, a lot muddy. You blindfolded yourself. You wrapped your arms up, but you're free to, you were free to go. Now you are. It's in reverse. So you're letting up on this. You're going to untie. You're definitely going to walk away from this energy of thinking too rigidly. Rigid is the word for you. What is this? You're an air sign, and I'm all like, don't be so damn rigid. Yeah, you just want a good night's sleep, right? You just want to go back to your house and give this up. Just give up this hardcore, hard-edged thinking. If it's about other people, if it's about a fight with your partner, if it's work, so whatever it is, this is about you. You're letting it go now. Let it go now. Yeah, 8, a rebirth. Definitely, again, let it go. I mean, a mother, if the 8 is the mother number, a mother has to swallow a lot. Swallow a lot of crap, okay? So you've done it. Now just let the blindfolds go. Unwrap. Don't even take a sword. Just walk away. Walk away. I feel like the major arcana here are saying these are big ideas, okay? Big ideas from the very jump that you're dealing with. How you want to be, how you want to interact with people, nature, just like we are reading in the Jung. How can it feel like a dance? How can it feel like magic? If you get too rigid, too much up in your head, no way is it going to feel like a dance, okay? So, what do you bring to this? What can you own up to? Okay, more swords. 3 of Swords. Your heart. You thought that other people were like you. You thought that other people were thinking about big things and noticing your heart, your emotions. You thought they were noticing you. I keep thinking that maybe you have a friend or a partner or somebody who you feel has betrayed you, and you've gotten caught up in it. You've gotten caught up in this small drama when really you're on big news. February. But again, not everyone is like you. Making room for others, making allowances for others is sometimes necessary. It seems to, that's what I'm getting with this so far. I'm definitely validating the heartbreak though, because sometimes it's just like, I don't understand that person. I mean, how some people get the way they are, sometimes you just got to say, whatever. This is something though, you felt it, you've known it before, it's happened to you over and over maybe. This is maybe a personal theme for you, that you know how to deal with this. You know how to deal with this, and you know how to walk away. Past for Aquarius. Ooh. King of Wands. You started to feel in your past that you could begin to make a difference in your own life, that you could step up and be what you feel is successful, what you feel is worthy, valid, regal. You might have had to white knuckle it a little bit. You might have gotten yourself into something that feels like a lot to live up to, but you got an idea that you could do it, and you're doing it, and you're excelling at it. So good for you. Good for you. Also, if this isn't just an energy, in your past you might have had a fire sign. That maybe has something to do with the not understanding, not computing how they could be so hard-edged, so closed-fisted with you. So I'm only going to see it my way. I'm not even going to look at you. So much a King of Wands. Leo, Sag, Aries. But if it's just an energy, I see this as a good thing for you, that you felt that you could sit on a throne. You could create your own throne. And you had to change a lot to do it. You know, the salamanders here, symbolic of a lot of changes you had to make. And Aquarius can do that. They're quiet killers. They're quiet killers like succeeders. They're quiet They don't have to talk about everything that they do. This person's definitely not talking set jaw, but he's slaying it. He's absolutely slaying it. Love it. Future. Oh, yes. Page of Pentacles. I love this card. This energy is, a lot of times this means school or student. Someone has decided to invest in their education, learn something new. So perhaps in your near future, you'll be learning some new things. But also, this person knows. You know your value. You know exactly what you have to offer. You don't have to talk about it, but you know. And you value yourself. You definitely know how to value yourself. I think you've learned it through these kind of ups and downs that you go through, ups and downs with people, ups and downs with your thinking. Ups and downs with knowing how to set your boundaries. Sometimes you're very, very open, and other times you're very, very closed. But in the near future, this is a very open energy. This is almost a lot of times the pages, they say they're children. But this is the most mature of the children of the pages. A message of hope, really, for how you spend your time in this world. A message of hope about security and money. It's open. I mean, I keep going back to aura, I keep going back to this, aura of space that we build around ourselves, that we construct from our hearts, from our electromagnetic fields of our hearts. This is so open. So open. He's almost like throwing this up in the air. There's almost a sense of come what may, come what will. So beautiful. And he's in awe. He's in a state of awe. His mouth is open a little bit. When the mouth is open a little bit, the breath comes in very naturally. It's relaxed. And look, going back to the divinity of being in nature, the divinity of being in your body, being embodied. That delight. So we had this, the King of Wands had to be very stern. He found out he had a spark. He found out he could succeed at something. He felt it. He knew it. And then in the near future, that gripping loosens a little bit. And you know it in a different way. And you're going to share it. You share it. You find ways to share it. And you're forgetting about, who's hurt you or how you've hurt yourself. Okay? Let's see. Self card for Aquarius. Oh my. Page of Cups in reverse. Very childish. But magically childish. Looking at his own creativity in his cup getting a kick out of it. I think you used to just dream about what? Dream about being an artist, or dream about something you have passion for, something you love. You used to just dream about it. And now you're getting serious. I think the reversal means you're getting serious about it. So growing up a little bit, less immaturity surrounding your passion, your creativity. I really love this card. Either way it is, I love it. Part of this growing up is I think in this path, the Magician. It's blending will and fire with God, with the divine, knowing that the God is within the man and the man is within God. It's not just seeing what you have. It's not just looking at your cup, but it's knowing all, feeling more oneness with people and with your dreams, feeling more sacredness. I mean, he's taking the energy from up above, this spiritual energy, and grounding it to earth. And I think this reversal of the Page of Cups, wait, this way? Yeah. This reversal means you're starting to grow up about this. Not just thinking about yourself. Not just thinking about yourself. Environment and other, the moon. The environment might be going back to this aura and being really rigid with yourself. Maybe that's a subconscious pattern for you of isolating. Like I said, you keep, getting rigid and isolating, and then very, very open. Maybe there's this up and down, in and out subconscious pattern with you. Remember that the Jung that said, things that you stuff, things that you try to slam the lid down, end up bursting open and taking your head off. The moon is going into your subconscious and looking at it. Yeah, looking. The moon is looking right down at those dogs who are howling and calling attention to this junk that builds up in our subconscious. So maybe taking a look at some of your patterns. We can do this through meditation, not by trying to detach, but by getting still enough so that we can listen. Since there's so many pages already in the reading, listening for the messages of how to grow up, of how to use our creativity in a mature way, of how to know our value and not busy ourselves with things that demote our value. The moon is such a good process. Again, another 8, at least a multiple of 8, or an extension of 18. Another rebirthing. So it totally goes back to your card, the Star, the 8, this rebirth, this having to go deep within. And perhaps you have, you found that you do need to create this boundary around yourself, that you can go within easier, I can see that. I can see that. Hopes and fears. 4 of Cups. I see the result of these sword cards. I think this is somewhat the result. Somewhat afraid to open up to people, open up to your emotions. Again, closing off, and his hands, his arms are crossed, in front of his solar plexus and the seat of his will, and here's the Magician with his will. Almost refusing to engage, refusing to do. Maybe you're scared. You're scared of this. You've got some support here, though. This tree is old, it's tall, it's sturdy. You've chosen a good spot to be. Perhaps you are studying something. Again, back to the Page of Pentacles. Perhaps you are studying something that you love. You go through bouts of worry, though. You go through bouts of worrying that it's not going to pan out, that what you love isn't going to bring abundance or security. And again, you've gone to the top of a hill to get clear about it. Get clear about it. I just look at this and I want him to just turn up his eyes and see the cup that's being offered. See the love that's being offered. I mean, you can see that this person, he might feel like he doesn't have a boundary, but he's creating a very, very tight armoring around himself with his own body. He's definitely not in that state of feeling oneness with nature. He's in fear here. He's in worry. Worrying that maybe he isn't normal. That the way he is isn't normal or right. Outcome card. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords in reverse. Whoa. This is definitely an air card. This is an Aquarius card. Look at that energy. It's all rushing forward. He's immersed in battle. Even his horse is like, what the heck? This is a fast moving intellect. Could also be another air sign, but I don't see that. I think this is you. I think this is you as a human being moving through this world right now, going really, 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 really fast. The fact that it's reversed, there's a little bit of, it's not moving as fast. It's a little bit, see how the blowing backwards? There's a lot of pushing against. So maybe it's not going as quickly as you'd like. Maybe you're too lusting for a result instead of being in the process, enjoying the process. Maybe this is what you want to be. You want to be up in the air. You want to be, dancing. I see two themes here. I see your emotional life with these swords. I see your, the way you're thinking about people, situations. I see creativity here, having to do with your work. I want to clarify this Knight of Swords in reverse for Aquarius. Clarify the Knight of Swords in reverse. What's the outcome for Aquarius? February 2018. Justice. Okay. So why would you be slowing things down? She's not going anywhere. She's got a job to do, and that's to balance. It's to balance things out. It's to bring out the truth. Maybe you're very interested in bringing out the truth. I just keep going back to these relationships that you've been in, these maybe friends, maybe partners, but you're so interested in the truth. You want to be right. You want to not win. You want to be right, and you want the other person to know that they're wrong and you're right. You want there to be a resolution. You're interested in, there's something about getting this resolution. I wonder if you might let it go. I wonder if you might let go of having to be right. Because it seems like a lot of little dramas These sword cards seem like a lot of little dramas that are getting in your way of this, the world and the magician. Big stuff, big ways of being in tune with yourself, what you want, your true nature, your true nature right now. True nature right now. Just getting in the way, and it's causing you to isolate, to, again, with the world, I kept thinking about really strong boundaries, really strong auras that don't let people in all the time. Remember that you've chosen your relationships, and so they've taught you something. And it's okay to know you're right and not have to say it. It's okay. It's okay to forgive. And it's okay to let it go, especially all of this little tiny crap. Okay? Super cool. Let's do a little bit of, what do you think? I want to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. So this is so good for balancing. This is so good for your brain. So bring your right hand up and close off your right nostril and breathe in through your left. Reach over with the ring finger and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Close off the right. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Close off the left. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Close off the right. Breathe out through the left. In through the left. Close off the left. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Close off the right. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through both nostrils. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through both nostrils. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nostrils. And out the mouth. So I think anytime you do that, you can do it 3 minutes. Always make sure that you breathe out of the left nostril to end it, and then spend some time just breathing through both nostrils. Man, that pranayama brings so much balance. So it takes us out of this feeling of that and centers us, brings us right into our central channel, which the magician knows all about. So does this dancer and the world card. They're right on their axis. They're right on their central channel. They're both tuned into the divine energy while being in the world, but tuned in to the divine. Not sweating the small stuff, this crap. You walked away. You've got a soft heart. You've got a soft heart. People hurt your feelings. And I know it. I know they've hurt your feelings. And you're a little bit, you want to close off because of it. But there are messages of hope. There are messages of hope. You're doing good things for yourself. I see that. Think long game. Forgive those who've hurt you. Let it go. Thank you. Bye.